Hey guys, it's Peter Cunha with broker owner of Open Doors Realty, aka your New Jersey real estate giant, and I'm here with a good friend, Chris Gosha. How you doing, Chris?
Doing well. Hope everyone's doing well today. It's a beautiful November day here in New Jersey. I mean, I think we're in the 60s, so can't complain.
Yeah, no worries. And I'm kind of really honored to have you on board. We actually know each other because of our kids at St. Mary's in Middletown. So shout out to Craig Palmer, the great job that they're doing there. But we were talking about this, and it's like, sometimes you just kind of dad around and you get to know people, that you wouldn't otherwise get to meet. And I think we kind of fall into that category.
Yeah.
So I found it interesting. So I was asking you kind of what do you do? And I'll let you kind of explain that because we were going back and forth as to
Yeah.
what your job title is, let's say.
Yeah. So I am the general manager here at Highline Arena in Aberdeen, New Jersey. We're an indoor sports complex that hosts 6 indoor sand volleyball courts, an indoor roller hockey rink that could be utilized for indoor floor volleyball. We run a multiple events from leagues, tournaments from ages 5 all the way to like guys in their 50s and 60s. We also in our facility have a full-size bar, food and beverage that, guys after they're done playing or watching their kid, they can indulge in adult beverage, sandwich, wings, whatever. I've been doing this now. I'm 44, so I've been in this industry since I was 18. So I've seen it all, done it all, and it's probably the greatest job in the world.
So Chris, hold on a second. I can't let you go that easy, right? So 18, let's do the math. You've been there for 26 years, let's say, right?
26 years I've been here.
Where did you start off with? Because I think it's a tremendous story of
Yeah.
how you got here.
So I've been playing hockey pretty much my entire life from probably the age of 9 or 10. Started playing here as a youth. And right when I turned 18, I always used to go to the manager looking for a job. He goes, no, you got to be 18. We don't hire it until 18, insurance reasons, whatever. So finally, 18 comes around. I walk in, I go, here I am. So hired me as a scorekeeper and a snack bar person, selling pretzels and Gatorades, and sitting in a score box, keeping track of who scored goals. Then the next thing you know, a couple months in down the road, I'm doing scorekeeping, and referee calls out, and I get told, hey, you have your skates? I went, yeah. He goes, you're reffing tonight. So here I am, 18 years old, almost 19, putting skates on, reffing these 30, 40-year-old guys, and they're killing me. They're yelling at me, this and that. And, one thing led to another. A manager position opened up. I was going to Brookdale for business management, actually. Started working nights here just as a manager. As I finished coming to an end of Brookdale, the hockey director position opened up here when we were called Good Sports back in the 90s. Basically, around when I was 20, 21 years old, the director position opened up. I took it, never looked back. And when we changed ownership for the first time in 2003, we became Tabermo Sports Center. Sat down with the owners, told them this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And at that point, I was around 25. They made me general manager pretty much. And from that point on, we changed ownership again in 2019 to what we are now, Highline Arena. And I've never looked back. So like you said, 20 plus years in the industry. It's like I said, it's a job, but for me, it's an enjoyment. It's a job that I enjoy getting up in the morning, coming to, running the day-to-day operations, and sometimes, listen, there's some stress, working long weekends if we have a big event or, have to work nights here or there. But at the end of the day, it's fun, you can't beat this, As I'm talking to you right now, I'm sitting here in a pair of shorts and a pair of Hey Dudes. Most people this time are wearing suits and ties and, getting off the trains or buses, and I'm able to drop my kids off in the morning at school, and like I said, it's casual Friday every day here. So
God bless you, because I have a good friend that's in real estate out in California. I'll give him a plug, Kevin Jones in San Luis Obispo. And it's kind of, we talk about ex Wall Street guy. I used to be in suit and tie, and I played in indoor leagues in Manhattan, and it was like I couldn't wait to get on a volleyball court, just because that's where the fun started. You got to really know everybody within the firm, et cetera. And I don't, we didn't talk about this, but I had to get reconstructive shoulder surgery. And I remember my boss was like, well, you're not going to play volleyball anymore, are you? And I'm like, well, that wasn't why I got the surgery in the first place. It was so I could play
You continue.
sport,
Absolutely.
right? So, the pursuit for a championship, I think we only got one once, one year. We were always kind of like a bridesmaid. And it was, when you bring up like these great emotions, like people that play volleyball get it, right? It's like people that golf. I'm not a golfer. I don't have like I don't want to, I want to hang out with people. I want to, like do
Yeah.
something. It's like when you learn new plays. I remember it's like we used to play like backyard barbecue volleyball. Carries, like, whatever
Sure.
it
No,
is.
it's it's still to
Anything
this day.
goes.
That still happens in certain leagues here. So it's like I said, we're very unique in the fact that we are one of the few facilities actually in the country that have indoor sand. I mean, like you said, there's a ton of places out there, like you said, from facilities like us to local schools or gymnasiums that do indoor volleyball. But for us to do the sand is a whole nother element to the sport. And and we draw everyone, from indoor players that play on floor that, what, we're going to go play in the sand this week or play this tournament. So we are definitely a unique complex, to go along with, our adult roller hockey program or our youth roller hockey program. So it's, we're one of the few facilities in the country that have the dynamics that we have between sports, then have the social aspect, having the bar, like I said, you can come here at 7, 8 o'clock, have a beer, watch a hockey game, baseball game, go play your game, come back up. I could hang out with you because I just played you in the game, and we could
Right,
socialize for another 2 or 3 hours. So
right.
it's like like I said earlier to you before is, we're like Cheers. We're the modern day Cheers. We can come in every Monday or Tuesday and know who's here, and and guys have a good time. They love it. So
You don't have to sell me.
yeah,
So two things that again you mentioned, I had no idea, but talk about how you maintain sand, because this to me is kind of like for the novice that doesn't
yeah.
manage a facility.
So so basically with sand, with us being indoors, you know, it's a lot harder to maintain than it is outdoors. Outdoors you rely on, there's open air, so there's never really any dust. For us, there's dust every day. So for us to maintain the facility, basically every day or every other day, we'll come in and we have a 4-wheel quad. And on the back of the quad, we have a rake system. Basically, went to Home Depot and bought some of those plastic rakes in your backyard that you rake your leaves with. And we bought like a chain, like, square with the poles put together, the chain link. And we attach these rakes to the bottom of this quad and basically drive around for like an hour, just smoothing it out, leveling it off, filling in the holes. Volleyball players love to occasionally pretend that they're not doing it, but kick the sand towards the front of the net so they can gain that 2 or 3 inches of height. And then you have what we call the mid-court bellies, because you say, well, look at the court in the middle, it's 2 inches deeper, but by the front of the court, it's like a step stool. So we got to pull all that sand out and re-level it for everyone. And then after that, we got to literally go out there and hose it down. We have a couple hoses we go out there and just spray it. But one of the things we got to be careful with is you can't overspray. If you overspray it, then it gets too hard. And then now guys are playing on, like, when you get wet sand, you've been to the beach, you could walk in the beginning of the beach, it's all soft and smooth. And as you get to the water, that sand becomes almost hard where your feet aren't even sinking in. So there's that unfortunate happy medium to say, when is it enough, when is not enough. And, if we over soak it, some players say, yeah, you guys did a bad job. It's water. It'll go away. So,
Right.
but
Yeah, no, so other than being the best damn indoor volleyball court that has sand, again, I'm very limited with the outdoor volleyball.
yep.
But all I remember is like you said, there's a bunch of like the sand is never like kind of granded out. It's just you're taking me to some really good spots, because we were in Portugal this summer, and right there, 3 volleyball courts, and it was awesome just watching the kids play. And
Yeah.
like you said, they were really good, but they didn't take it too seriously. Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the volleyball community, they're a very laid back, great, customers, players. They, it's like a family. It really is. Players treat each other like gold. They're always willing to help each other out, help the next person, do whatever. It's a guy can come up, spike a ball on another guy, and the guy who got hit in the head goes to the guy, "Hey, great shot!" It's amazing where other sports you see out there. The physicality of it and just the wanting to win.
Right.
The footballs, the hockeys, even here. Hockey, baseball, basketball. That competitive edge. No one wants to lose. Where volleyball, listen, no one wants to lose, but that edge isn't there. It's a little more laid back. It's they know when it's all said and done that they're gonna hang out outside the courts afterwards, or they're gonna play some pickup games later, or
Right.
it's a good time. It's a really a social sport more than a competitive sport. So
All right. And I don't think I asked you this question off camera, but do you have to be a member to join Highline, or how does that work?
no, so pretty much the way it works for Highline, you can come at us with a few different ways. So one is the adult leagues. We run 2-on-2s, 4-on-4s, and 6-on-6s for both men's, women's, and co-ed. We accept it by the team. If you're an individual, an adult, and you're just looking to, you've played before and you want to get on a team, what we do is I'll take your name, and I always tell people, getting you on 2-on-2 is going to be almost impossible because 2-on-2s, they're specific.
Right.
Guys have friends, girls have friends, but we can get you on a 4s or a 6s team within seconds. We pretty much say, give me a couple hours, let me make some phone calls, some emails, and we get it going. And the other thing we do too is we tell a lot of individuals utilize our social media. So besides our normal Highline Arena, Instagram, Facebook page, we have what we call players forum pages for both hockey and volleyball. And it's not a public page. You have to join, and we got to prove who it is. We do that to try to eliminate the spam accounts and people trying to sell, tires, on a volleyball page.
Sure.
We tell players, hey, if you're new to the area or looking for a team, utilize our players forum pages. Join, we accept you. Put a post up, hey, looking to join a team, and that works wonders too. Because like I said, volleyball is such a tight community that people are always trying to help other people join teams and leagues and whatnot. So we started running indoor sand in spring of 2019. That first summer was our leagues were next to nothing. Our doubles leagues, I think we had less than 20 teams. Our 4s, I think we had less than 10, and our 6s, I think we had 4. And right before COVID came around, we were pumping 80 doubles teams, 40 4s teams, 26s teams. And then listen, COVID came, it's put a damper on what we do. We came back, believe it or not, stronger than ever. It was amazing how that fall of 2020, even new players, people just, doing things. And that was one of our biggest things we did during COVID was stay active on social media. Every day we're posting a picture. We didn't forget about you. We're coming back stronger than ever. We even posted pictures of painting a wall saying we're cleaning for you, just staying active, with our customers. And, word spread. And then when we reopened, it blew up. Like right now, this past season for the fall, I think we were pumping for all of our volleyball leagues close to 170 teams. Hockey on the other side, we're pumping for adult over 90 teams. So business is doing good. And don't get me wrong, we are in business, so everyone can have jobs and, have a life. But, at the end of the day, we enjoy our customers. We make a point to be very talkative with our customers, outgoing with our customers, joke with them. We're not that typical, like, sometimes you walk into a regular gym and the person at the front desk, you look at her and she doesn't even acknowledge you. She's playing on her cell phone. Where, my desk manager knows your name, knows who you are, knows, who it is. So it's, like I said, we are a family first facility. And, we try to make sure we know all of our customers, and be friendly with them. It's, and listen, it's what we do. We try to treat this facility like a family first complex rather than a business first. But, I think that goes a long way with our customers. That's what keeps the return coming back and forth and the numbers and so forth. So.
No, and I think that that's a great thing. Like, again, we connected, very specifically because of St. Mary's School, but
Yep.
we talked a little bit about it. What I like about it's indoors. That means that you can do this, 12 months out of the year. How many, is it run by, 3-month seasons, or is it like, how
Yes.
you guys kind of factor that in?
So we try to do our each side's a little different. So volleyball, we treat it basically, we treat it within our volleyball season runs a 10-month year season, because July and August, it's sand volleyball. No one wants to be indoors July and August in the sand when they could be at the beach. Listen, I want to be at the beach. You want to be at the beach. You said you were in Portugal, seeing the beach,
Right.
So within those 10 months, we try to run 4 leagues within that time frame.
Right.
Some seasons are 8 weeks long, some are 10 weeks long. So we try to factor in, the holiday weeks and so forth. So we kind of, try to keep 4 strong competitive seasons. We do run a 5th season in the summer, it's super light. It's very, casual, outgoing. It's more for the players that just want to get more, touches on a volleyball, they say. So just keep active besides playing their outdoor leagues. And then on the hockey side, we do treat it by the season. So it's, winter, spring, summer, fall. Those sessions run anywhere from 10 to 12 weeks. Same thing based on holidays and different things. And then besides our sports, we do everything else we host special events from, cornhole tournaments or fundraiser events or casino nights. People come in, turn our hockey rink into, a casino floor. We've run even like specialty volleyball tournaments where we just have this upcoming Saturday, we have a Halloween tournament. So basically all the teams come dressed in their costumes from last week and they get destroyed in the sand. But listen, you got people out there from everything in, scary masks to those blow up dinosaur, outfits. So, we're expecting, we had one team sign up, they're called the Stone Age. So we're expecting to see a few people in like those blow up dinosaur outfits playing volleyball. So it's like I said, very unique, what we do. And, we're able to have that kind of fun, and, we're getting into now having some music playing for certain events. So, like I said, by having the facilities and the size that we are, the bar itself is unable to have like the entertainment factor because it's a little smaller, but downstairs, courtside or rink side, we have areas where we're starting to set up some live music. So during these fun events, music's playing, players are having a good time, the bands that are coming in, they're liking it, even though they're not it's not your typical bar scene band where people are dancing in front of you, but people are playing, having a good time. And, it's a win-win for all. So.
Dude, that's awesome. And then there's a couple of things that we haven't talked about that I think are really important. It's you're running some youth summer camps for young adults. You also have some travel clubs. Just shed some light because I think it's really important to. Yeah, I saw my niece. I'll give you kind of a personal case study. My niece who never played volleyball, and she was very, very kind of athletic, and she found volleyball and she loves it, right? Like
Yeah.
her best friends are on the varsity team with her, and it's like that's the one thing that we could talk about. And it's like I can't believe because I'm 6'6" and she's like 5 foot nothing. It's like we'll just pepper the ball around and stuff like
Yeah.
that because we still
Yeah.
have.
So we kind of, like I said, by going into the sand volleyball and even the floor volleyball, we start players like this past summer. We ran some camps for high school age students, 14 and older, some floor volleyball camps, and it was more of an introduction to volleyball. We had like 50 or 60, 70 girls or boys out here playing volleyball, probably for the first time, touching the ball for the first time, and in that 4 or 5 day camp, by the end of it, they're able to serve the ball, set the ball, different things that, 72 hours before that, they would have no idea how to do it. And then like the growth of it is, besides, like you said, high school. So, players are trying out for high school teams. And then, like I said, those are our beginner type programs, for floor. And with the floor volleyball program, we also house an indoor travel club called Six Pack. They are probably one of the biggest indoor volleyball clubs in the state of New Jersey. This year, I think they're hosting almost 36 to 38 different teams, aging from U14 to U18 boys and girls. and they travel up and down the East Coast, different events. Even going back to St. Mary's, it's so big for us, that we can't house it all in the one building now, because the growth of volleyball in the last 3 years have exploded. So we had to reach out to St. Mary's and Mr. Palmer and rent the gym. We're over there 3 nights a week doing volleyball training, with teams and clubs. And from the sand side of it, same thing. We run programs for beginner players. We call it the Junior Beach Club, or mini hitters. We start sand volleyball kids as young as 5, all the way up to 16, 17. Same thing. Kids who've never touched a ball before. And, the idea is, once again, teach them just the basics, setting, serving, spiking comes along, that's going to happen as growth comes and different things, but just teach them the basics. And by teaching these kids the basics, they love it. It's amazing how fast people can pick up volleyball and enjoy it. And then, with the sand, I just mentioned the beginner type programs. We also have a travel club out here called Stars and Stripes. Sand volleyball travel is a little different than indoor. It's not as many players, because once sand volleyball is more, I hate to say it, more for the elite type player than it is beginner. So we have 40 girls that are playing ages, 14 to 18 years old in our club, and they're doing events all around the East Coast, Florida, the Carolinas. Some of them are going out to California. We have this one girl that plays for us, girl Sarah Wood. She's a stud. She's 14 years old, and she's top 10 in the country for women's. If we're not talking about her in 4 or 5 years about being a D1 athlete, or
no pressure, Sarah.
No pressure, Sarah.
No pressure.
But on the flip side of that, as good as she is, she's a great person. I don't know her personally as much as my staff, the trainer, and different things, but she's a regular kid. There's no cockiness about her. Sometimes you see these athletes that know they're good, and they walk in where's my this, or where's this. She walks in laughing, giggling, TikToking, Instagram, all that stuff that kids do. So, it's like I said, the volleyball community, there's, they're different people, and it's a good thing. They're not that athlete that, that demands, this or that, or they're arrogant, or, everyone's outgoing, everyone's willing to help everyone. It really is a community that is a family more than it is just athletes. So, like I said, from beginner all the way to advance, it's awesome, and being part of it, like I said, the last 3 years in volleyball is, an avenue that I never thought I'd be in. Previous to that, I ran indoor hockey, which we still do, but, I ran a ton of indoor soccer. And, indoor soccer is, it's crazy. Travel soccer, especially, it's just, they're cutthroat. Everyone's looking to out edge everyone. Who's getting this player, who has that player, who brought in this guest player. And, getting into the volleyball business is almost like a breath of fresh air. This is fun. It's a business, but at the same time, it's fun. So it's something that, like I said, if you'd have told me 4 years ago I'd be out of the turf industry and running indoor sand, I would have laughed at you. But knowing what I know now over the last 3 years, I wish we would have done this 15 years ago, because it's just a different element.
Coulda, woulda. We're here now.
Yeah, so. We're here now. And like I said, I wouldn't change anything I've done over the last 20 plus years here. Like I said, this has become like my second home, if not my first home, sometimes my wife says. But listen, it's a drive that it's been great. And for me now, especially with the doors that opened up with the volleyball, it's only getting bigger and better. And we're excited for the future here. Possibly down the road, expanding, doing different things outside of the existing building. Like I said, we're using St. Mary's. We're looking to actually in the spring work with St. Mary's and Anthony Gambelli over there about doing a volleyball program for the St. Mary's kids. Once again, take those kids like my daughter, your daughter, and all those other kids that, may not like volleyball because they don't want to play sports, but if you get them going, you never know. And that's the one thing I will say about it. So.
They just want to hang out and do something, right? It's like my daughter says she loves basketball. I'm like, okay, I get it.
No,
that's why I say no pressure. Let them do something because they want to.
I let my kids, just like you know, you want to go do something, let's go try it. Why not? Give it a whirl. We love it. We'll stick with it. If you don't like it, we move on, find something else. So
Yeah. No, but Chris, so what's the net result? I'm somebody that's watching this video. I wanna play a little bit of volleyball. Do you guys have like open nights or anything like that?
So
Or
we
like,
don't, yeah, so we don't run any like open, as they call open gym nights. Unfortunately, with our business, we just don't have the time for what we call free time, court time.
okay,
If you were a player, looking to get, started, or if you've, moved to the area, you're a previous volleyball player, what we do is I'll speak to you and kind of just get a little background on your playing history, whether it's the first time you're touching a ball or, you play tournaments and different events. We'll connect you, if you're a beginner player, we always tell them getting you in a doubles league, a 2-on-2 league is almost impossible because those are like tight knit groups where it's only 2 players. So it's very hard to find a teammate for another one that
right,
kind of reestablished. But our co-ed 4s and co-ed 6s leagues is, like we just said, it's a social hour event. So if you called me up this morning at, it's noon now, and you say, hey, I want to get in the league, I'm like, all right, our new league starting in 2 weeks. I'm going to reach out to teams. I would almost guarantee you within 2 or 3 hours, I'd be calling you up going, I got you on a team. Here's the captain's phone number. League starts in 2 or 3 weeks. Get going.
right,
Or we depend a lot on our social media, especially Facebook. So we have some pages that we tell players to go to, like a players forum. Put a little small resume about yourself. I tell them anything from I played 15 years to I've never touched a volleyball before. And honestly, like the players who get picked up fast are the players who've never played before. Because, like I said, our co-ed 4s and 6s leagues, it's a social event. They're here to have a good time, have fun.
right,
They love bringing in new players because it's always like, all right, we're bringing in Peter. He's never played before. It's going to be funny to watch him hit a ball. And
right.
it's not making fun of the player. It's just bringing them into the community per se and welcome. This is what we do. This is how we play. Just have a good time. So.
I'll tell you what, I am too competitive. I remember I did that for one season. And I was like, I can't play with these. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the skill
Yeah,
levels
no,
are
it's
all over the place. And then I remember being rejected because I had really soft hands, but I didn't know how to hit. So they were looking for a hitter, and they're like, dude, you're really tall, but like you're a better setter than you are a hitter. And like I got passed on by a couple of the higher ranking teams. And I was
yeah,
like, oh, I'll get you guys.
that's great.
I'll learn how to hit.
Yeah. What's great is, like I said, I keep going back to our co-ed 4s, especially. That's like one of our biggest leagues where like we'll have 48 teams playing a season, but we'll have multiple levels. We'll have like, a double A, an A, and a B level. And, listen, the double A players, just like I was telling before, but the co-ed 2s or men's or women's 2s, they're very competitive. So they have their own, knit that they want to use. But once you get to like the A level, even the B level, those guys are they're here more for fun than it is
Right.
the game. Like they don't care if they win or lose type thing. It's, even like a lot of our leagues are designed where, it's a 10-week season or an 8-week season. And like the B level teams, the lower level teams, they say to us is, we don't want to have a playoffs. Just give us 8 straight games or 10 straight games. We don't need to be crowned the champion because
Right.
we're all bad, but we're all A+ drinkers. So, so they're champions of the bar. They always say to me. So, like I said, they're more, like I said, more
Be responsible, people.
absolutely. No,
We're not promoting this.
we're
Just
not, but they're here to have a good time. Like I said, it's more of a social event of, coming out, hanging with their friends, having a night out, whether it's a Tuesday night or a Thursday night, just breaking that normal schedule of, work, sleep, eat, work, sleep, eat, and hey, let's go play some volleyball, have some chicken wings and
it's fun.
different things. So
It's fun. I'm old now. I've retired. Me and my hip have retired. My hips retired me from volleyball. But hey, listen, if you haven't played indoor volleyball or even indoor rollerblading, which I've never done, you won't catch me on skates. But
not that bad. It's kind of easy. A little painful at times playing hockey, but
all
it's
right, all right, all right. So here's me at Rockefeller Center, literally being coasted by Jojo Starbuck, right? Who is like the house Olympian kind of, that she does her spins or whatever. And I'm like, could you do me a favor? Could you just teach me how to jump? Right. I was like a hippopotamus on ice that toe jumped and fell on the ground.
Oh,
All the security skaters came by and they went to JoJo and said, "Are you okay?" And meanwhile, it took me about
you're the
5.
one on the floor.
Yeah, and I'm the one on the floor, and I'm like, all right, I'll never be on skates again. Safer platform, but didn't realize I was going to share that story today. But anyway, Chris, thank you for being on.
Yes,
Uh,
thank you for having me.
what's the best way to again? You mentioned the Facebook page. Do
Yep.
you want to mention?
Yeah, so listen, the best way to reach out to us is, like I said, through social media. You know, you can do a search for both Instagram and Facebook for Highline Arena, or you can reach us on our website at highlinearena.com. And another way is my email. So like I said, my cell phone is on me like a magnet. So my email is super easy. It's chris@highlinearena.com. So we try to make it simple for everyone for contact. And like I said, whether you're a beginner player, advanced player, or even just wanted to come by and check the facility out, look us up. We're open pretty much Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to like 2 in the morning. Saturdays and Sundays, it varies on, what we have going on, but most Saturdays and Sundays we're open from 9 to midnight. So, come on by, check us out. Like I said, we have something for everyone from beginner to recreation to advanced to, I just want to come by and check things out. So, but like I said, we love new customers, getting you on the sand, and just getting a feel for it.
All right, awesome, man. I just picture me being a better volleyball player in Portugal when I go this summer, and you're going to be part of that. So,
Awesome.
Chris, thanks again, man. I appreciate you doing this, and I'll see you around, man.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. Have a great day.
You too, bud. Bye.
Bye.